Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores or I go to estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm trying to look for things that I find interesting or that I think you would find interesting. And I take them home, try to find out as much as I can about them, and then I tell you guys about them. And spoilers, here's what I've got today. I have a sugar bowl and creamer set. And this is kind of nice because these are nice, but they're also a bit of a mystery. And this is probably not a mystery I'm going to be able to solve, unfortunately. There is a limit to my Google foo, basically, and I'm afraid I've hit it basically with these. This is a very, very nice sugar and creamer. Like that's the sugar bowl, this is the creamer. It's a lovely set. There is no lid with this. That means that these would have been for sugar cubes. I learned that recently from a video by Dr. Laurie Verderami. No lid means that this is for sugar cubes, and with a lid means that it's for actual granulated sugar. So what have we got? We have this incredibly nice set. They have this very nice printed pattern on them. You can see that there's a little bit of wear there, but they're mostly intact. Lovely florals. They have a little gold rim. Again, mostly intact. There is a very, you can see the slight wear there that kind of suggests to me that it's been through the dishwasher at least once, but hopefully not any more than once, because we wouldn't want to lose any more of the decoration effectively. Put that down there. These are very, very nice. Real kind of classic, kind of vintage as well. These are not milk glass, by the way. You can see that they're not opaque. They are properly translucent. Milk glass, if it were, the real stuff, like, that we see all the time from Macro Hawking, would actually be completely opaque and it'll be very like bright white. This is not. You can see it's very kind of a little bit pale and kind of see-through. You can see there the light. That means that it's opalescent rather than actual milk glass. Now, I'll measure them up first, and then we'll get to talking about what they actually are. So here we go, sugar bowl. It is about 5 inches across the handles, 3.5 inches-ish widthways, and then measure it up. It is 3 inches high. Now, I'll eyeball this. Let's say a little over 4.5 inches. Say 4 and not even a quarter. Yeah, okay, 4 3/4 inches. Then 3 inches across. And then the spout is the highest part, so I'll measure that. And it's about 3.5 inches high. So these are quite small, very tiny, delicate little things. Now, I bet you're all asking me, like, hey Claire, is there any marks on them? Oh boy, yeah, here's our issue, okay? They've got marks, but they're not great and they don't really tell us anything. So you can't really see them here on the sugar bowl because they're incredibly faint. And you may be able to see a little hint of it there in the reflection. That one, unfortunately, it's almost impossible to read. The base of the creamer is far better. And if I just turn it over and maybe give you a look at it, it says pearl stone. And the other side of it, it's not really showing up very well. The other side of it there, you can just about make it out. It says Sincere Corp. Pearl stone, Sincere Corp. Now, if you have any idea what that is, if you know what that company is, please let me know in the comments, because I have tried everything. Cannot find like any mention at all of what that is. These are a complete mystery. Obviously, they're pressed glass. They came from somewhere. They're probably sometime in the 20th century, just from, the kind of pattern and the style. I'm kind of guessing the 1950s. And actually, I will show you a handy dandy Diversion glass book again. If we go to, lost the page now. Where are you? They had an entire section on similar milk glass. Did I miss it? Oh, here we go. No, that's, cherry blossom, Capri. Good job, Claire, you got lost the page. There's a few a bit like this. I'm going to see if I can find that again. I really wish I could show like this whole book on camera at one stage, except I'm probably going to be, you know, breaking copyright or something. Okay, so here we go. Chromax. And this is obviously by, this is obviously Corning Glassworks. This is like American. But you can see that kind of, the floral style, that kind of shape and everything. It's kind of sort of taken that off a bit. Maybe just a little bit. And I did actually take a look through on the off chance that I could find a style that would be kind of vaguely similar. And I remember correctly, I got into the Fire King stuff, and some of the Fire King patterns, you see here, there's another one. That's the floret. And same things again. This is obviously the late 1950s, early 1960s, and you can see the little sugar bowl there. And it's got a kind of a bit of the same look. So I'll put that away now. So I don't think that I'm wrong in thinking that these are from the 1950s, but as to anything further about where they came from, I have no clue. Like, there's no reference online to a company named it. Like, okay, so here's a chance to actually talk about the problem of actually using Google for this kind of research, is that you come up with a thing where the results get poisoned. Okay, now if you I actually just took it to start doing like broad searches, just trying to figure out, like, can I find anything that looks like these, maybe will that kind of lead me on to what they could actually be. So you just start off with something simple: opalescent glass creamer. Okay, and the first thing you got to do is put in obviously if you know your Google search kind of options, if you put in minus Fenton, it'll start excluding all results from Fenton, and that really does not help you much, as much as you would think, because what you start seeing is EAPG, like early American pressed glass, because obviously that's more about opalescent stuff. That's not helpful to us at all in any way. The long and short of it is that this is just, there's not enough to go on to kind of, or not enough keywords that I can puzzle out that could get me something close to this. Yeah. So I did start looking around to take a look to see, for example, is there any actual company called Sincere Corporation? And it turns out that there are, but they don't do dinnerware. They do like, how did I look at it again? Yeah, they do kind of, you know, they do like, you know, shipping vessels or that kind of stuff. They don't do dinnerware or glass. So based on that, I did actually take another look around. Maybe they're Japanese, because like kind of pearl stone and everything like that, it kind of feels to me a little bit, there's got a kind of an Asian flavor for it. Maybe this could be vintage Japanese glass. And to be honest, this being Vancouver, we have a very large population of you know, of Asian families and everything, who would have, you know, they would have brought, you know, come over from China, from Hong Kong, from Japan, Korea, and they would have brought a lot of this old stuff that would maybe be a bit more tricky to find in North America normally. If you can expect it to show up anywhere, yeah, okay, it'll show up in Vancouver. And well, I mean, I was just looking, what are my possibilities? And no, I completely struck out. Like, all I'm looking for really is just vintage Japanese opalescent glasses in the 1950s. No, nothing at all. If you want to look for porcelain, absolutely. Glass, not so much. So do you get anything with pearl stone? Kind of not really either. Bit of a problem here is that there's an actual pattern by, I think it's a Japanese designer. Again, there's that Japanese connection. Maybe we are getting, maybe that is like where we're kind of generally looking for. But there's an actual pattern called pearl stone, pink with the lilies and everything like that. But this has got a very much a 1980s flavor to it, not 1950s. You see here, there's not a whole lot of information here, unfortunately. All we really have is the pictures, and there's the mark, which looks nothing like what we've got. And I do apologize, that actually might be Korean, not Japanese. So there, we don't even have that connection. So we have a mystery on our hands. Can I actually price these up? No. I paid, if I remember correctly, I think $4 for each of them. I actually paid off for them because I thought they were so unusual and so distinctive that, and obviously they have the mark at the bottom. I thought surely I'll be able to find out something about them. And it turns out that I'm wrong. I would say that the best I can do is just describe them as is. and present this video and just maybe some of my research and just basically put them on Etsy and then sell them for maybe $15 plus shipping. I really don't know. I do think that they are a nice piece of kind of mid-century design, and that they're, if you're into this kind of thing, they're in lovely condition. They are very much the like to me anyway, they're very much the 1950s. And I'm sure that, you know, someone who wants that is definitely going to like them a lot. But I don't really know. Sometimes Google Foo fails and you're left with this. You have a very nice piece, but you can't really put a price on it, not really, and you can't find out the history or the story behind it, and it's a shame. So for what these are, I still kind of quite like them, and I hope someone's really going to love them. And these are my small joyful things for the day. I hope you guys like them as well. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.